Hi guys and welcome back. Today I want to discuss with you my plans for autumn. So we've just started a new season here. Autumn is probably a favourite season of mine. Spring definitely tops it, but autumn is a favourite season of mine because I tend to get a lot of stuff done in autumn and winter, like construction and building wise, which is obviously what we're in the phase of here. We're still forming our garden. I honestly believe that when we moved here, I thought that we would take probably 3 to 6 months to build the garden, all the garden beds, everything. Yeah, that didn't happen. To date, we've got 3 raised garden beds and we've got a few in-ground garden beds. And in a way, I'm kind of happy that it happens that way. Reason being is that we've had a huge weather event here. Since December, it's now March, and we've had a huge weather event here, and it really helped highlight some weaknesses of the garden. So when I say the garden, I'm talking in particular about my cutting and vegetable garden, which I'm hoping to do a full property tour very shortly. So yeah, don't let today's weather fool you. It's beautiful here. However, we are about to have another weather event for the next week. When I say a weather event, I don't just mean like, oh, it's just going to rain. I'm talking like we've had days where we recorded 125 mils. I'm a little bit of a weather nerd. I record for the garden. I record how much weather we receive in our rainwater. And we didn't just get that like once. For months it's been so much rain. I honestly thought that when we moved here, our first summer just getting established in that we'd be dealing with drought. We've spoken to neighbours and they say typically it's drought, everything bobbing away. Everything generally is really brown at this time of year. However, this year and last year previous to that were also terribly wet. So we've had high humidity. We've lost a lot of our plants due to the constant rain. Some of them are hanging in. A lot of natives we planted just curled up and died because they couldn't handle the moisture, the rain constantly. It's definitely been a learning period. It's a little bit different to what we expected, but these things happen so that we learn, I think. So yes, back to my happy mail. I have a few companies that I like to order seeds from. When we moved here, at the old garden, I had a whole stockpile of seeds and corms, bulbs, everything that I had saved from previous years. I love saving things and reusing them and keeping seed and saving seed. And when we moved, I packed them up and I put them somewhere really, really safe that I haven't been able to find again since. I've looked high and low through our storage container, through our shipping container that we have here on the property, and I do not know where any of them were. So been slowly each season I like to order new plants and bulbs, corms, so that I can try and restock and rebuild my supplies. So I've been working on that, and that's what I thought I'd show you today. So the first company that I like to order from is quite a well-known company in Australia, and it's called Mr. Fothergill's. They sell a lot of the big box stores. He placed an online order with them and it arrived last week. So I'm going to see if I can work out how to actually show you the photos of what I've ordered while I just read through the list. I ordered a whole heap of sweet peas. The reason being, sweet peas are very sentimental to me. So my grandfather used to pick sweet peas for me from his garden. We used to plant them on St. Patrick's Day, and he would pick them for me when they started flowering, and I'd stay at his house on a weekend and he would have a little crystal vase and it'd have sweet peas in it all the way through sweet pea season. So sweet peas are really significant to me for him. He's no longer with us. I always like to order a lot of sweet peas, so I'll read out the ones that I've got. I got one of the original ones, which is called Sweet Pea Perfume Duet. Now this one has a really high fragrance. A lot of the newer varieties, they tend to work on colour, not so much fragrance. They still have a perfume, but not so much. So I'm keen to try those ones. I ordered Sweet Pea Singing in the Blues, which is a beautiful blue colour. I also ordered Valerie Harrod, which is one that I've had previously, and I love the pinks. I'm a pinks girl. Pea Nimbus, which I thought was really unusual. I hadn't seen that one before, so if you see something unusual, you want to give it a go. Almond Wisdom. I love it having plain white flowers because I think that they go with every bouquet that you could want to have. And I also ordered Sweet Pea Bijou. Maybe it's French, I can't pronounce it. Bijou mixed. So they're multicolored ones, so I'm keen to give those a go. I ordered some poppies, so I haven't had much luck with poppies here. I will keep trying, but I ordered some Oriental Royal Wedding poppies. I love the white and the purple center. I thought it was just really pretty. So I'm really hoping that they work for me, because I'd love to give them a go. I've actually got some pink ones as well that I want to get them going. And we also wanted to try and work on, so obviously Australian bush, Australian property, we wanted to look at trying to see if we can get some different seeds, like different native plants self-seeding here. We obviously have things like Gymea lilies, and we do have some grevilleas and that down the back. I wanted to see if I could introduce some more wildflowers, so ones that, you know, would typically not necessarily be grown in this location that we have here, but just Australian natives nevertheless. So blue Rotnest Island Daisy is one that I've ordered. I ordered it because I really wanted to see what it looks like. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Queen Anne's lace. We typically can't grow Queen Anne's lace here because it can be a little bit dangerous for our environment. It can kind of go crazy, and that's something that we do take seriously here, is trying to not introduce something that might get out of hand in the bush, because the property next door to us is 169 acres of bush. So anything that we sort of plant here, we need to try and make sure that it's something that's going to be safe for the environment, that birds won't pick up and go and self-seed out there. And another one that we wanted to try is just Geraldton wax. I have tried to grow Geraldton wax before. Didn't work, but try again, right? And some others we wanted to try were not necessarily, these aren't all necessarily natives, but I wanted to try silver dust. I recently come to love grey foliage, grey and silver foliage, so I wanted to try some silver dust. This one I have tried before and it didn't work either. It's like I have the kiss of death when it comes to Australian natives. Poached egg flower. I think it is just absolutely stunning, and I got them to germinate last time, but not flower. Some grasses, so I love big grasses, so we've got some bunny tails, which are kind of cute, and Mr. Fothergill's actually threw in a bonus seed packet. Maybe I ordered too many, I don't know. So they threw in a free one, and it was just a giant elephant leek, so I'm keen to give that one a go in the garden. Okay, so my second supplier that I like to order my seeds from is actually a local lady. So local to me, in saying that, she's like half an hour to an hour that direction. So Lee is on Instagram, and she has the Urban Veggie Patch on Instagram. I have been following her for maybe 2 or 3 years since I decided that I wanted to try and grow vegetables. I've had some success, I've had some failures, probably a little bit more on the failure side than the success side, if I'm being completely honest. But I've been following Lee, and she knows her stuff. And she has recently started her own seed company. So she sells seeds, she sells garden equipment, she sells garden planners, which I'm really keen on trying the garden planner. And when you order seeds or something from her, that she sends a little gift. It's like a little cardboard, it's like a watercolor art. And I recently received some seeds from her, and it had a glass gem corn watercolor art, and it was so pretty. I'm going to frame it and put it in my greenhouse. The seeds that I've ordered from her are the Cucumber Crystal Salad. I ordered the Zinnia Queen Lime Blush and the Zinnia Violet Queen. So both of those are, zinnias are something that I've just started with. They've struggled with our weather that we've had. Normally they would be crazy, but they have definitely struggled. But I do have seeds obviously for next year. From Lee, I actually ordered one of these. This is how they come. So they are organza bags. I know that I've seen where she uses them for her tomatoes, to literally wrap around a tomato so that possums and birds don't get to them. That's what they're like. They're huge. I have used them in my garden, and I used them because I had this beautiful sunflower. I'll see if I can find a photo of it. I had this beautiful sunflower that was this burgundy color, and it was just breathtaking, and I lost all my seed packets obviously. And I wanted to really make sure that I was able to use that again next year. So I stuck one of these big bags around the head of the sunflower and just waited for it to dry out, and I saved all the seeds. So I am so excited to get those in the garden next year. The last company that I like to order from is a company called tesselaar. They're quite a well-known company here in Australia that provide bulbs, flowers, seeds, sort of stuff to the home gardener. I have ordered them. I'm just waiting. They're all on back order at the moment, but they should be here in the next week or so. according to my emails. So I'll read out what I've got for you so that I can put the picture on the screen for you. So I ordered Daffodil Precocious. Now what I love about this daffodil is the coral and peachy color. I really love that kind of color in the garden. So the coral and peachy color is something that I'm looking to expand on when I come to order my bulbs for next year. I really like that sort of a color. So in spring, you know, when the first spring just comes around, you've got your bright yellow daffodils, your creamy colored jonquils, and I'm really hoping to have like the peach and coral color daffodils as well to go with them. So that's something I'm looking to expand on. I also ordered some more Greg's Favorite. I had Greg's Favorite last year. I absolutely love Greg's Favorite. They are so vibrant, and after a gloomy winter, like I know winter's not gloomy for everybody, but I find it a bit gloomy because there's no color. And then you have these bright yellow daffodils and they are just stunning. So I love my daffodils. So it's something that I really like to order. And they are a really early flowering daffodil. So I've actually ordered something from somebody else, I'll show in a second, that I got that's slightly later. So I should have the bright yellow daffodils to start with in the early spring, and then have another succession of different brand daffodils that are bright yellow as well, so that extends my color for that season. I love bearded iris. Bearded iris are something that I've really just over the last couple of years come to love. I do have a lot of the purple varieties, so I really wanted to switch it up a little bit and try and order different colors this year. So I've worked on ordering, I've ordered the white Elvis Presley. I've ordered the Star Appeal, which is a pink color. And I ordered, I'm not sure how to say this, but Panama Hat. And it's a pink and burgundy mix, which is one that I haven't tried before. I really like the color combination. I thought it'd be looking absolutely fantastic in a cut flower bouquet. I'm really trying to work on my goal of having visitors come to our property, you know, just relatives or friends, and they come to our property and they can leave with a bunch of flowers and some fresh eggs. So that's my goal with a lot of it, and maybe even vegetables if I can get my hand on that. That'd be good. If I can actually grow something. I also ordered some anemones, just some white anemones. I think I haven't tried anemones before, and I wanted to try something that, you know, is plain white and it'll go with anything. So if they're successful and I know how to grow them, I will look at increasing in years to come the colors. And the last thing that I ordered from tesselaar was some Ranunculus. So I've grown Ranunculus previously. I think they're just gorgeous. They're like a rose when the roses aren't rosing. They're absolutely stunning. So I've ordered the Malva, the Crema, and the Salome. So they should be here any day, and I can't wait to see them because Ranunculus are something that I find absolutely stunning. I love all the petals and the way that they're shaped and their forms. So we had some beautiful cream ones last year and some apricot. They were so pretty. I struggle sometimes because I think they're so pretty, I don't want to pick them. Like I want to leave them here and enjoy them in the garden, but then I think no, I want to pick them and take them inside, and I want to pick them and give them to people. So that just means that I have to plan a lot. I went to Costco. We recently had a Costco open up in our area, and after all the lockdowns had finished, we finally made our way there. And I ordered some Daffodil King Alfreds. And oh my goodness, every time I go to Costco, I'm going to the gardening section. I picked up 40 bulbs of Daffodil King Alfred, and they were $25 from memory. They were $25 for 40. Now that is such a saving. That is such a saving. I love a bargain, especially when it comes to gardening. So the King Alfreds are the ones that I was mentioning earlier that will extend my season. So from my Greg's Favorite yellow daffodils through to my King Alfreds, it should extend my season. I've got those bright cheery yellow flowers for an extended period of time. So yay! So that's the last of the seeds and bulbs and plants that I've ordered for this season. Over the next coming weeks, I will actually make an effort to get all of them potted up and in the ground, which I'll obviously be filming and taking you along for the journey. It's quite interesting. I do this all the time. So I'm just filming it. It's the only difference. So it's kind of cool. Goals to over the next couple of weeks to propagate some of the cuttings from some of the plants that we have planted here earlier. Some of them are natives, and I know that that's going to be a little bit harder, but I like to give things a go anyway. To plant my bulbs, start my seeds. In April, I'm hoping to have my husband help me start to put our greenhouse together. I'll put a picture of that on the screen. I think last year I might have driven him crazy by having lots of seed trays out on the deck here in the sun. So for Christmas I got a greenhouse, so yay. It was kind of funny. But yeah, so in April we're hoping to start the construction of the greenhouse. I believe it's pretty easy to put together, but it's just, you know, obviously you've got to adjust it for your site and that sort of thing. And the other thing that I need to do over the coming weeks, after this next weather event stops, is I need to redo some of our garden beds. Some of them were really badly damaged during our recent weather event. So the rose garden alone had probably about that much of soil taken out. Thankfully the roses have managed to survive at this point. Fingers crossed they continue to survive, but I do need to do some repairs to that, so I'll obviously be filming that sort of thing. But that's the end of it. So that's my little autumn wrap up and my goals for this season coming. It'll be quite interesting. There's a lot that I want to achieve. Do I achieve it all? Maybe not, but at least you've got to have a goal. So I'm really hoping to spring into spring this year. I love springtime. It's my favorite season, and I'm hoping that by doing a lot of the groundwork during the autumn and the winter, springtime is going to be bumper crop, absolutely bumper cropped, and my gardens will be huge come spring and summer, and I won't know what to do with myself. So that's my plan. So if you'd like to follow along, please like and subscribe, and I'll be putting updates here weekly, if not a little bit more. And thank you.